Hi, my name is Agatha, and I'm a senior in Korea International School. This is my fourth year in living in Korea, and before that, I lived in Michigan for 6 years. I have two older brothers, and they're both in college right now in the States. So I'm living with my parents right now. But I'm really looking forward to going to the States and going to school there so I can get away from my parents, and just looking forward to being alone and living an independent life. To be absolutely honest, poetry is still hard for me to like and understand because I feel like it's still something that I do in English class for the sake of doing it rather than for enjoyment. Um, and it's still hard to understand what the poet's trying to say because it's like I feel like it's all hidden beneath all the symbolism and literary devices. So oftentimes I feel like the language is very beautiful, but it's still hard for me to understand what it's saying, and that's frustrating sometimes. My favorite poem is called Portrait of a Figure Near Water by Jane Kenyon. And I came across this poem like I came across any other poem, and that was through an English class, and because I had to read it for homework. Um, but unlike other poems, it actually holds a special place in my heart, and um, like it always comes to my mind, like especially the last stanza, whenever I'm angry or upset or hurt. And in the first semester, and I felt that way a lot because I was so stressed with college essays and just doing homework and trying to maintain my grades and trying to think about my future, and you know all these things just bombarded me at once, and I was so stressed and frustrated. And whenever I felt that way, like the poem, the last stanza would always pop into my head, and it would calm me down and make me feel better, and just it'll remind me that this like everything will just come to pass and it'll be okay again. And the fact that a poem can do all this and make me feel better, I think it just shows how powerful it is. and and this is my favorite poem because, like, unlike the other poems that I read, I feel like it actually connects with me and understand what I feel. And yeah, it's done that unlike any other poems that I've read so far. Portrait of a Figure Near Water by Jane Kenyon. Rebuked, she turned and ran uphill to the barn. Anger, the inner arsonist, held a match to her brain. She observed her life against her will. It survived the unwavering flame. The barn was empty of animals, only a swallow tilted near the beams, and the bats hung from the rafters, the roof sagged between. Her breath became steady. Where years passed, the farmer cooled the big tin amphorae of milk. The stone trough was still, filled with water. She washed it and received its calm. So it is when we retreat in anger, we think we burn alone, and there is no bomb. When water enters, though it makes no sound.